Hi everyone and welcome back to Newegg TV. My name is Paul and today I'm going to be doing an unboxing and overview of this new graphics card. This is the PowerColor HD 7950 featuring the new AMD Radeon HD 7950 GPU. So here is a closer look at the box. First off, we get a 3 GB frame buffer, 3 GB of GDDR5 memory integrated, and that memory runs on a 384-bit bus. It's also a 1250 megahertz effective memory clock. Also, you have support for AMD Eyefinity technology, so you can run up to 4 displays off of this single video card by itself. We have a bit more information on the back. We have AMD App Acceleration, and this is referring to its GPU compute capabilities. If you're running, for instance, an application that uses an open source API, such as OpenCL, it does open up your ability to make use of that GPU compute functionality. You have AMD Crossfire support, of course. You can run this in single, or you can run this in 2-card, 3-card, or 4-card Crossfire X if you're using compatible hardware, for instance. You must make sure your motherboard supports that. Now you get AMD HD 3D technology. It's got an HDMI 1.4a output, which supports 3D output using compatible hardware again. You get, of course, Microsoft DirectX 11 support, and AMD has promised greatly increased performance with DirectX 11 features such as tessellation. A few more specs over here on the side. The aforementioned 384-bit memory interface. This is a PCI Express Generation 3 card, so it uses a new PCIe 3.0 interface. It is backwards compatible with PCIe 2.0 or 2.1, so don't worry if you are using an older motherboard. PCIe 3.0 gives you enhanced bandwidth over the PCIe bus, but don't worry, you won't suffer even much of a performance hit if you're using an older motherboard with PCIe 2.0. This is a brand new GPU from AMD. It's built on 28 nanometer manufacturing process technology. It being a brand new GPU, make sure you get the latest drivers. Again, DirectX 11, shader model 5.0 support, AMD App Acceleration, some of this other stuff I already talked about. HDMI 1.4, which gives you 7.1 channel surround sound. Let's take a look inside the box. So here we have a box, of course. Wait, I should make sure this is right side up. There we go. Inside the box, we have a PowerColor quick installation guide. Let me unfold this to determine, yes. It gives you information in multiple languages, such as the proper way to hold onto your video card, and some quick installation instructions there. If you've never installed a video card before, very handy to have. Here we have a driver disk, basic. It even says ATI on it. It should update that to AMD. But this is your driver disk. It will contain default drivers. Again, this is a brand new GPU. They're going to be refining the drivers over the next months and maybe even year or two. So always check either the PowerColor website or probably more appropriately the AMD website for the latest drivers that are available. You'll get enhanced compatibility with your games. You will also get improved performance over time. Here is a Crossfire bracket, and that will allow you to connect 2 of these cards. This is a double space Crossfire bridge right there. So Crossfire X is supported, of course, as well as you'll need additional bridges if you want to do 3 or 4 card Crossfire. This is an HD 7950 sticker. That's interesting. A little sticker all by itself. Here's the video card itself, which I'm going to come back to. Let's finish off our accessories first of all. You get an HDMI to dual-link DVI connector right there. So if you are using DVI monitors, you can use that. You get a DVI to analog D-sub connector right there. I don't recommend using that because really you should be using digital these days. Get a monitor with DVI or HDMI or DisplayPort. Speaking of DisplayPort, here is your mini DisplayPort to standard DisplayPort connector, so you can run a standard DisplayPort display off of this card without need for additional adapters. Let's take a closer look at the video card itself now. And here is a look at the video card itself. As you can see, it is quite smart looking. It has a glossy finish and a red and black shroud over the cooling solution. For starters here, I'm going to give this a quick measurement, measuring from the bracket right here. We can see that this card is just shy of 10.5 inches long, so should fit in most cases. Make sure you do have enough room in your computer case to fit this card. Also make sure you have enough wattage available on your power supply. AMD is recommending 500 watt minimum power supply to power this card, but you are going to probably want a little bit of extra headroom. It's always best to have extra headroom on your power supply. Right here in the center is a cooling fan, and what the heck, I'll measure that too. It looks to be about, I'm going to say 75, although it might be a little bit smaller than that, 75 millimeter cooling fan in the middle. That's going to pull air from your case and direct it down over the cooling solution that is under this shroud. Let me flip it over this way, because in most cases when it's installed, that's what you're going to be looking at. You do have a Radeon logo embedded on the side of the shroud right there. Also over here on this end, you can see your power requirements. You have two 6-pin PCI Express power connectors. Again, make sure you have minimum 500 watt power supply, probably a little bit more. Right here at the top, which is currently protected by a little plastic cover, are our Crossfire X connectors. You got two of those there. Again, 2, 3, or 4 card Crossfire X compatibility. PCB on the bottom is brown. Right here under this bracket is where the GPU itself actually resides. You can see scattered around here various mounting points for the cooling solution. Those are all mounted with Phillips head screws, so you can remove that if you so desire. Just bear in mind you might be voiding your manufacturer's warranty if that's the case. Over here on this end, there's not a whole lot. You do have a couple gaps there to allow air to come in or to go out, depending on the airflow in your case. Here at the bottom, we can see our PCI Express 3.0 connector. Again, physically it is the same as a PCI Express 2.0 or 2.1 connector. It is backwards compatible as well, so don't worry if you're getting this and you don't have one of the newest motherboards available yet. Finally, here on the end, we can see this is a 2-slot card, so it will take up 2 of your PCI slots in your computer case. Right here we have our 2 mini DisplayPort connectors. There's your HDMI. Again, these are DisplayPort 1.2, so they do support daisy chaining if you have a DisplayPort 1.2 monitor with daisy chaining available. You also get HDMI 1.4a, and finally dual link DVI. And that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Once again, this has been the PowerColor HD7950 featuring the new Radeon HD 7950 GPU from AMD. I'm Paul with Newegg TV. If you enjoyed today's video, please head over to our Newegg YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more tech videos. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.